If anyone else has noticed something similar, has anyone else in the trans community experienced algorithms suddenly pushing hateful or extremist content after interacting with trans-related topics? I'm sharing this because if others have experienced it too, people should know they aren't alone. I made an account on mainstream social media for the first time. At the start, I had normal posts, normal interactions, and used the apps for months without anything unusual happening. Then one day, I started identifying as trans. Within minutes, I started getting shown bleep edits and extremist content. At first, I assumed it was just the algorithm making a mistake, so I tested it. I created 10 new accounts and slowly built realistic histories on them using different emails, phone numbers, normal activity, and even different devices. I tried to make them look like genuine users before changing the type of content they interacted with. I did this over the span of couple of months, never using the same IP. The same pattern kept appearing. Once the accounts became focused on trans-related content, the algorithm started pushing similar bleep edits and extremist posts, or suicidal trans people, or even chuds telling trans people to cause, and edits of a trans person's memorial being vandalized. I also compared accounts where I interacted as a cis person versus accounts where I interacted as a trans person. The accounts focused on being trans seemed to get pushed toward this content much faster. I don't know exactly why this happens. Maybe it's a failure in how these algorithms handle identity-related topics. Maybe engagement-based systems are pushing controversial and extreme content because outrage gets more views, comments, and time spent on the platform. It makes me wonder whether these companies are unintentionally creating these cycles, or whether the pursuit of attention, advertising revenue, and engagement leads to systems that amplify harmful content simply because it performs well. Something else I noticed, this seemed to happen specifically when I interacted as NTF rather than FTM. I'm also wondering if being in the UK could be a factor, although I have no way of knowing. I've also been recommended hateful posts targeting trans people, including posts promoting extremely harmful ideas. What confused me was that some of the accounts spreading this content didn't even mention trans people directly. They were just generic extremist content that the algorithm seemed to connect to my identity. I have a few theories, but I don't know which, if any, are correct. 1. The algorithm is incorrectly assuming that trans users are interested in hateful content because it is bad at understanding context. 2. The algorithm is pushing extreme content because it creates strong reactions and keeps people engaged. 3. These recommendation systems may have been exploited by hateful communities to target specific groups. 4. It could be something much simpler or something much deeper that I don't understand. I'm not claiming to know the exact reason this happens, but the pattern I experienced was disturbing, and I wanted to ask if anyone else has noticed something similar. Has anyone else in the trans community experienced algorithms suddenly pushing hateful or extremist content after interacting with trans-related topics? I'm sharing this because if others have experienced it too, people should know they aren't alone.